Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jerry. If you haven't been here before, bienvenue, welcome. I make videos in French and in English, but today is going to be a video in English, obviously. Today I decided to make a store in The Sims 4, which weirdly enough, I have like a weird love-hate relationship with any type of like stores or anything, generally in The Sims, but I think specifically in The Sims 4 because my love for Open for Business and whatever it's called in The Sims 4 stemmed from The Sims 2, which was Open for Business, which is what I just said. And when I played The Sims 2, because when I first started playing The Sims 2, I had an older laptop. Obviously, it was a lot of years ago. It was many years ago. I don't even know how to speak English anymore. And the loading screens just like took forever. So instead of sitting and being like, okay, my Sim's gonna live at house A and go to work at store A, B, you know, and then I'm gonna sit through the loading screen while they go to work, and then I'm gonna go to work, and then they're gonna be at work for like 5 hours. Then I'm gonna be like, okay, loading screen back home. I didn't like that idea because I was a child and wanted to play my game, you know? So instead, I just always made a home business. And it would either be like, okay, they have a 2-level house, and the bottom level is just a store, and the top level is where they actually live. Or sometimes I would have like a house, and then I would have a totally separate building on their lot, and that would be where their store would be. Or they'd have like a bakery or something like that, you know? So I got really used to having, I don't know the exact terminology for it, but, you know, them having a home business, essentially. And then when I played The Sims 4, because I kind of just, like, skipped over The Sims 3, because I didn't like it that much, and The Sims 2 always had everything I needed, so why would I play The Sims 3, you know? So I went to The Sims 4, and when, I don't remember what it's called in The Sims 4, but the business one, work something. I don't know. Anyway, Get to Work. That's what it is. When that one came out, then I was like, oh, cool, we can have stores and stuff, and I was really excited for that. And my relationship with The Sims 4 has been very much love-hate. So, like, I really enjoyed playing it for a little while, and then I'll be like, oh, there's all these bugs. Because I got it, not exactly when it had come out, but within a year or two of it coming out. And there were so many bugs with it. And Get to Work was one of the first expansion packs. I think it might have actually been the first expansion pack that came out. No, actually, maybe Get Together was. Anyway, totally not to the point. When Get to Work came out, and I started getting really excited about these home businesses and stuff like that, and I realized there's no home businesses, which is extremely disappointing. So I was like, okay, that kind of is like a little bit disappointing, but, you know, I'll just make my sim like own a business or something. And then it was so buggy. And I play The Sims 4 on a Mac, so it's even more buggy than it normally is, you know? So that just created a giant problem, and I never really ended up playing with Get to Work. It just kind of sat there. It was cool to have. I didn't enjoy following my people to their jobs where, like, you can follow them to, which was, like, doctor, police officer, I think scientist was the other one. I never really did that because of the loading screens. It took an issue, whatever else, the whole 9 yards. It was just not a good time. So fast forward like 5 years, right? And I'm finally like, you know what, these bugs are probably for the most part resolved, so I might as well start using these packs that I paid for, you know? So here we are. I finally made a clothing store for the first time in 5 years, which is kind of bizarre to think about, but whatever. And I really enjoyed how it turned out. I think it turned out really nice. I don't know if I ever actually created a clothing store in The Sims 2. So this is something kind of out of my realm of expertise, you know? But I enjoyed it. I created the building. I had no clue what I wanted going into it. I just knew that I wanted it to be an adult clothing store and not a child's clothing store, and that's all I knew. And so I built the box, you know, and I was like, okay, I don't know what to do now. So I went to the Get to Work tab, you know, where you can like sort by pack. And I just started, like, throwing in anything that looked like it belonged to a clothing store, which, surprisingly, there was kind of nothing. For some reason, and I think this is in The Sims 2 and not in The Sims 4, I thought there were actual clothing racks that I could get. and there weren't. And I searched the whole thing, and I was like, okay, well, maybe it's not from Get to Work. Maybe it's just like some clothing thing that they have. And I checked all the wardrobes and everything, closets, everything, the whole 9 yards. Couldn't find it. So I settled on, you can see it in the corner right there. It's like a clothing rack, but I think it's from Get Famous instead. It's supposed to essentially be, I guess, like where their costumes would be. And it kind of fits. I'm using it instead of a clothing rack like I wanted it to be, where it seemed more uniform and something like you would see in a department store or any clothing store for that matter. Instead, it's kind of more of like the sale bin. You know, you got just like a mix mash of a bunch of different options. There's some stuff that looks like it has clothing, I don't know what they're called. They're like cases that you put over clothes. People use it a lot, I guess, for like fancy outfits and for costumes and stuff. So that's on there. So it kind of feels like it fit the bargain bin idea for me. But what really, I think, solidified where I wanted this store to go in terms of direction and style and everything, I got the mannequins, right? I've never once used mannequins, I think, in my entire career of The Sims. I don't even remember if they had them in The Sims 2. I think they did. And I don't even think I ever used them then either. And so I was picking out the mannequins, and they were kind of reminding me a little bit of like an Old Navy feel. And I was like, okay, cool. And I realized that you could color them, right? And as you can obviously see, I've got a million different colors of mannequins in this store. And it really solidified this for me. Not at all, this is going to make sense, but I feel like sharing this story anyway. When I was little, right, I don't know if it was a JCPenney's, I don't know if it was a Macy's, it was one of those department stores. I was shopping with my mom. My mom was like going through clothes, doing adult things, and I was, like a 10-year-old, so I was doing 10-year-old things. And I remember them having these mannequins that were colored. They looked like these mannequins. So these mannequins in The Sims don't exactly resemble people. I mean, they do, like they look like The Sims. But they don't resemble people in terms of having like hair or like anything, like eye areas. Like it's just like a ball for a face. And then like, let's say they have like pigtails, but the pigtails are attached to the head. It doesn't look like there's an actual hair, like there's no definition of hair. There's just little pigtails, right? So that's kind of what we got going on here. I originally chose mannequins that looked like people, that had like definite hair separations. I hope you understand what I'm saying, because I can't even explain it. But anyway, when I was little, I saw a mannequin that was very similar to how these look, where there was just like mannequin, and it didn't look like a person necessarily. It was just like an outline of a person. And I remember them being colors. And I remember seeing a red one, and it was like bright red, and it had those eyes that like, no matter where you go, they always look like they're looking at you. And it scared the crap out of me. And I remember walking to one side of it and looking at it, and it looked at me. And I like remember like looking forward and like not looking at the mannequin and walking to the other side, and then like darting my head at it. And it looked at me again, and I remember being so freaked out, and I was like, is there a person in there? Like, I don't understand. Is it possessed? Like, should I call my mom? I don't know what to do. So that was my inspiration. But then from there, I kind of figured it fit, not exactly like a Forever 21 style, because I don't think this fits a Forever 21 style, but kind of like a hipster-y vibe, I think definitely is where this went. I'm not mad. I think I like it. I wanted it to be kind of colorful, but also kind of not colorful. I don't know. I think it turned out nice, moral of the story. And I added some like video cameras so that you can make sure nobody's stealing at the register. And in the back, so I have that wall there, that's where all the mirrors right in front of the register is, and you can see the left of it. There's like kind of a back room, quote unquote back room, because it doesn't look like much of a back room. But that's what my vision was there. I liked the wall that kind of was like where the cash registers were and everything, and I didn't want to like fully wall it off, because I do have some windows back there, and I feel like it didn't make sense to just wall off the back area. If it had like windows but was only like 2 squares wide, whatever. So, moral of the story is that's the back room. And yeah, now I'm just like finishing up the landscaping, But I really enjoyed making this. I feel like I never really make stores. I always make like bakeries or stuff like that. I originally, though, I feel like this needs to be said. Originally going into this, when I was like, I'm going to make a store in The Sims 4, I was walking in a Walmart, and the only thing that inspired me to make a store, right, was walking in Walmart where they kind of have the paths, and then there's like different floor options. I guess it isn't just Walmart that does this now that I'm thinking about it. But they have like the different flooring options to designate like this is the clothing area, and it's got like I don't know, like a wood flooring instead of a cement flooring. And then it's like, okay, and the cement flooring tells you your path. I was originally gonna go for more of that kind of feeling for it because I thought it was cute, and I don't know, I never really make department store type things like that, or superstores or whatever it's called. I obviously did not end up doing that. I obviously ended up making this clothing store. But maybe one day I will attempt to make some form of a Walmart or a Costco or something. Today obviously was not that day. But you're going to see here now, I'm fixing up the gardening a little bit because I really didn't like how it looked. I thought when I was making it, I guess I just wasn't fully actually looking at what I was doing, because I was also on Discord with my friends, you know, so half my attention was there. And I realized that the fencing looked like kind of really dumb because it was like one square, half a square on one side of the window and then like 3 on the other side, and that just looked dumb. And then this, I'm just mirroring it on the other side because I felt like it looked super dumb being on one side and not on the other side, so. But I also, this is in, I don't remember what the town is called, but this is the town that's like the department-y commercial area. That's what I'm thinking of. That's the word. So yeah, and then here are the pictures. That's why you're gonna see in the back that I added a little bike rack in the back because maybe they're not just going to this store, they're going to multiple stores. I also don't know why the skylights showed up like that in the pictures, so sorry about that. But this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.